Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
And we begin with the family's unimaginable heartbreak. The grandmother of a 5-year-old gunned down in a triple murder is speaking out.
That little boy was shot multiple times and was found on the floor of his bedroom. Police
working to find the gunman or gunmen. Grandmother, though, has a simple message to the person responsible. Pamela Osborne following the story tonight. Pamela, she is not holding back.
Not at all. She says the past 24 hours have felt like a nightmare that she just cannot wake up from, all because of what happened inside of this home here with the white door that you see there. She is pleading with all of you at home, if you have any information at all, to come forward, help her understand how and why this happened.
Totally devastated, in shock. I've been totally in shock.
Caleb was a bright light. He loved to play, especially with trucks. He should have been looking forward to his 6th birthday, but now his family needs your help finding the person who took the rest of his life away from him.
For you to shoot a 5-year-old in the face, not once but twice, you could have let him go so that he can remain and live. But you had to be a coward and take him out. Why? Why would you do that to my grandson?
Caleb, his mother, and another man were found shot to death in this home on Evergreen Road in northwest Detroit Sunday. It's unclear how long the three had been inside.
A monster would do this.
Caleb's grandmother, Shalisa Floyd, is hoping someone, somewhere, will do the right thing and come forward.
This is something that needs to stop. Caleb was our future. Now he's going to be put to rest at 5 years old. He was only 5.
And police aren't talking today, but yesterday they did say that they are looking for a person of interest. Anyone, again, if you have any information, you can call police. You can remain anonymous. Call 1-800-SPEAK-UP. Reporting live tonight in Detroit, I'm Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
Awful. All right, Pamela. Well, you cannot beat a sunny day. Highs in the 40s this time of January, right?
Really can't beat it, but change, of course, is on the way. Let's get over to Paul Gross, tracking some rain as well as these warm temperatures in the forecast, Paul.
Yeah, can you handle 50s?
Oh,
sure.
Yeah.
We've got that coming tomorrow. We absolutely do. In fact, Taylor, right now you're at 50 degrees, but we're going to do better than that tomorrow. Days like this were made for 4-zone weather. Look at Sterling Heights, you're at 43, Mount Clemens 43. Influence from Lake St. Clair and Lake Huron keeping you cooler here. You can see City Airport's at 45, Troy's at 45. Down in our south zone, 45 at Monroe, but you get a little farther inland, 48 in Deerfield, 49 at Saline, almost 50 there. And then in our west zone, 48 in Ann Arbor, 47 Whitmore Lake. Milford, you're at 46 degrees. Then up in the thumb, you can see we are in the 30s. In fact, barely in the 30s. Sandusky at 31 degrees. That's, again, because of Lake Huron. Nothing going on here on Storm Tracker 4. We're going to move the map and show you where the rain is coming up in a few minutes. But for this evening, we're mainly dry until later in the evening where scattered showers develop. Temps falling into the 30s and then going up from there. I'll be back with the rest of the forecast in just a few, guys.
Oh, thank you. Well, it came close to an all-out brawl. U of M head basketball coach Juwan Howard in hot water tonight after he hit an opposing coach at the end of yesterday's game against Wisconsin. Now, some say what he did last night should cost him his job.
Let's bring in Bernie here to walk us through what happened. Also, we heard from Michigan State coach Tom Izzo, what he had to say about it. Bernie.
Yeah, Tom Izzo did speak today. There is still, though, no word on any disciplinary action against Michigan basketball coach Juwan Howard. That could be discipline coming from the school or the Big Ten Conference, but certainly something's warranted after Howard's actions yesterday. We've got highlights in the handshake line. Howard was upset by Wisconsin coach Greg Gard, who had called a timeout with 15 seconds left and his team up by 15. Gard tried to stop Howard, explain why he did what he did, and then Howard let loose with a slap, an open-handed slap at one of the Wisconsin assistant coaches. He hit him, and several players began swinging. Today, Michigan State's Tom Izzo said this is not a good look for the game.
I know everybody thinks you hate Michigan or Ohio State hates this. I mean, that's just normal. But I love the conference. I do not agree with what happened. I do not know the circumstances to why it happened. I really don't. I don't like it for our profession.
There have been calls, as you reported, for Howard to be fired, but more importantly, Howard has not apologized for what took place. You can use any reason you'd like, but once a coach throws a punch, even an open-handed one, the situation rises to a different level. Back later with more on Juwan Howard. Kim, Devin.
And this has really taken a long time for us to get a response on this. So as we await word on potential punishment, Juwan Howard is the hot topic on campus today.
And opinions over what should happen to him seem to all have a running theme here. Let's get Priya Mann. She's live in Ann Arbor tonight. So Priya, what's the mood there?
Well, Kim, Devin, the overwhelming majority feel that Juwan Howard should be suspended, not fired. In fact, one student said he shouldn't be punished at all, that he was simply defending his team. The fallout from last night's game is all the buzz here on campus today.
And Juwan Howard just threw a right hand.
I mean, no matter what, everyone is wrong for what they did. No one should have been putting their hands on anyone.
You have seen some nuanced things, kind of like Wisconsin's coach instigating at that kind of thing, but bottom of the line, that can't happen from our head coach.
If you were at work and you decided to hit somebody, then you'd probably be fired.
Kirkland Krzyzewski's first class of the day was history of college sport.
My teacher just put it up on the screen.
And just like the rest of campus, in class, there were plenty of opinions, with every frame of that video now under a microscope.
We don't really know if when he went to swing his arm, if that was a punch or if he was just trying to grab the shoulder, but he missed.
Reaction to the melee is mixed.
That shouldn't be a response to a provocation.
I support Juwan, and I support how he reacted.
This freshman says the coach was standing up for his team and should not be punished.
They're trying to pin this all on Juwan when that's not the case. He's a black coach in America, and race is always going to play a part.
The National Action Network was on campus Monday demanding to meet with university officials as the fate of U of M's basketball coach remains up in the air.
I think that it was an insult to the program at U of M. That he never should have done that. That's not the way our coaches should behave.
I would hope the university would be fair and thorough and mindful as it conducts its investigation.
And just like Bernie, we've been checking in with U of M all day. No decision has been made yet, but also want to give you a sense of the mood here on campus. These signs in protest have been up for months. These are protesting former sports doctor, Dr. Anderson. Ironically, they're up in front of the president's house. U of M doesn't have a president. It only has an interim president after Mark Schlissel was fired last month. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we're talking to alumni about how the impact of this latest controversy will affect the legacy of U of M. Reporting live in Ann Arbor tonight, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Hey, Priya, we appreciate it. Devin.
All right, now to the major developments today in the Ukraine crisis. As Russian President Vladimir Putin formally recognized two pro-Russian regions of eastern Ukraine as independent states, a move broadly seen as a sharp escalation that could be a precursor to an invasion. Let's get to Alice Barr following the latest developments tonight from Washington. Alice.
Good evening. The White House moved quickly, saying President Biden would sign an executive order barring any new investment or trade in those breakaway regions, and saying Russia had blatantly violated its international commitments. In a move many experts see as a potential trigger for further violence, Russian President Vladimir Putin today recognizing as independent two breakaway regions in eastern Ukraine, where Russia's been backing separatist fighters since 2014 and where shelling has spiked in recent days.
I think if he's going to recognize them, that could be the first step toward a full annexation. I think that will precipitate military engagement between the Ukrainian and Russian forces, leading to, I think, maybe a full-scale war.
Amid U.S. warnings that Russia is trying to manufacture an excuse to invade Ukraine, Russian separatists now claim Ukrainian forces have launched an unprovoked attack against them, claims Ukraine and the West sharply deny. President Biden's national security advisors assembling at the White House today after NBC News confirmed that U.S. intelligence shows President Putin has already given the order to invade Ukraine.
Any military operation of the size, scope, and magnitude of what we believe the Russians are planning will be extremely violent. It will cost the lives of Ukrainians and Russians, civilians and military personnel alike.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky convening his own Security Council today after publicly admonishing Western leaders, urging stronger action to head off a Russian invasion that could send damaging ripples across the world. NBC News has learned that Biden administration officials have spoken with the Ukrainian government about plans to move President Zelensky out of the capital of Kyiv if Russia does invade. In Washington, Alice Barr, Local 4.
All right, Alice, ahead here at 6 o'clock, our Paula Tutman talking with a woman who studied here at Wayne State, but now back home in Ukraine. You'll hear how she's living in fear of this potential invasion. That's coming up at 6. Well, last year's Kentucky Derby winner, Medina Spirit, is stripped of the victory.
Following the announcement, Churchill Downs declared Mandaloun the Kentucky Derby winner. Today's decision by the Kentucky Horse Racing Commission makes Medina Spirit just the second horse in the 146-year history of the race to be disqualified for a banned substance. Medina Spirit's trainer, Bob Baffert, was also suspended for 90 days and fined $7,500. Medina Spirit collapsed and died on December 6th following a training run.